Hello, it's Scott Manley here. Now, over the last weekend there was the Mojam 2 game jam. That's basically where a bunch of game devs got together and made random games in 3 days. So I'm going to play through them. This is Space Hunk, created by Ludosity. And the idea is you've got this, muscle-bound dude flying behind your ship with a wonderful moustache. And the idea is you got to swing him around and bash him into the other dude to to kill him or defeat him in battle. You notice that as I'm taking damage, my red moustache is being depleted by the continued attacks of that the other dude with the monocle and the moustache. You pick up all the various power-ups, including this crazy rainbow flying thing. I don't know if that says anything about them, the fact that they like to leave rainbows flying around. It's kind of bizarre, and it's also really kind of cool. It plays in 2-player, or you can set it up in 1-player mode, and the AI isn't terrible and actually defeats me quite handily here. Here's me trying to claw back from a defeat here, sending some homing missiles his way, but then everything goes bad. No! And I am dying. He says, I am strong man. So yeah, they have a bunch of different characters. You know, the Cowman, Father Russia, Manicorn. What else? You have Mark Muscle Thulu and Master Muscle. And of course, there's a secret one. I'm not sure how you unlock him. But I think, we'll decide. I think, I don't know what I'll be. Muscle Thulu. That's a good one. He has the best facial hair of the lot because it is tentacles. Yet, obviously, great 8-bit, monster tunes here. Yes! So yeah, I think this one might just go my way, but I'm not going to speak too soon. Oh my goodness, what's that weapon? That's another one. That power-ups just kind of float across the screen, and they're pretty devastating, really. It kind of reminds me of the game Thrust, where you would be flying around carrying a payload underneath your ship on what seemed like a rubber band. Oh, no, completely failing to hit this. I'm failing to finish this dude off. Can't believe I had such a good start. There we go. Thong, baby! Okay, so the next game up is it is called Tectonics, and it's by Grapefruit. And it's kind of a weird thing where you kind of have to, you kind of have this planet, I guess. And you can either dig in a cell to get resources, or if you have resources, you can fill up the cell, making it white. And when it's full, it starts emitting a laser that shoots these things that are flying overhead. And I guess the goal is just to survive as long as possible. I'm not 100% sure. I wish I could turn off the sound effects, but leave the music. The music's okay, but the sound effects are really kind of annoying. I'm seriously, for 3 days, this is utterly spectacular. And, for everything in here, you gotta remember, these guys have done a great job putting this together in the time scale that they have. The Mojam was basically a charity event for the Humble Bundle people. They handled taking donations, and you decided how much you wanted to donate, and in return you got access to all the stuff that was produced, whether they be fully fledged games or prototypes. And some of the fully fledged games look more like prototypes, and vice versa. But nonetheless, it was great to watch. You could sit and actually watch them working live. One of the teams is actually still working live. You can go onto Twitch TV and watch not live game playing, but live game creation. If that's your thing, if you really like to watch people working with text editors and coding environments, then it might be worth your time. I don't know. Nonetheless, I thought it was well worth it, and the money does go to charity. There's some fun stuff going on here. So look, as you see, as these UFOs continue, they kind of bury down in towards the core of the planet, and once your core starts getting attacked, it's game over very soon after. I couldn't quite get the controls figured out with this. I wasn't sure really what I was doing. This is a download, but you can also play a pure Flash version of it. A lot of them are all 4:3 aspect ratio, so forgive the bars along the sides. Okay, so what is up next is I forget. Oh yes, it's the Daisy War thing. This is Oxeye 3918, and this actually is really kind of cool. If you like Kerbal Space Program, this has a lot of cool things going on. So you have basically an aircraft that is a spacecraft. You kind of push the mouse in whatever direction and you thrust. If you're inside the atmosphere and you turn too fast or fly too slow, your wings lose aerodynamic lift, and you saw me spin out there. But otherwise, you can fly around. At the top, you have your fuel indicator. You can see that firing weapons uses up your fuel, and also using high thrust rates will use up your fuel. So here's the enemy base, which has a shield around it, and it is an impregnable shield. There you see me losing control again. I turned too fast, so I'm trying to recover from this spin. There we go. It's kind of cool like that, but I guess this is a multiplayer game. I didn't set it up as a multiplayer server, so most of the weapons don't get used here. But yeah, I mean, you can fly along, and the idea is you can get up into space, and there you see me trying to get into space without sufficient delta V. Once you're in space, your motion, you lose the effect of the wings, and it's more like you're in orbit now. So it becomes more like straight up Newtonian motion. There's these asteroids, and if you kill these asteroids, they drop a little nugget of plutonium there, because that's what all asteroids contain. Now, so you can take this plutonium and return to the planet below you. Be careful how fast you return. It is actually possible to burn up on re-entry if you do this too quickly. See the re-entry flare? It will kill you if you're going too fast. Once inside the atmosphere, you kind of have to return to where your base is, and I can't remember what way it is. I guess it's over this way. We descend towards the base, and there's two nuclear missile silos on each side of the base, and the idea is you drop plutonium into them, and once you have enough plutonium, then you can launch a nuclear missile to defeat your enemies. There we go. Crap. Well, I dropped some plutonium in, you see it in there, so let me continue back into space. There we go. You see me again. Well, okay, so it's all mouse controlled basically, and it's very easy to, again, you see me there underdoing the thrust into orbit and bringing up the afterburner, which really eats into your fuel supplies. And once you're in orbit, of course, you can be a little more careful. And now look for an asteroid. Of course, the whole UI scales in and out. It looks like they actually use a 3D model for everything here, or they use a 3D model at least for the ship, which is kind of nice. Try not to crash here. There, get that asteroid. Deploy the weapons. Oh, that was a close one. I've got to watch that shrapnel. More plutonium for the plutonium gods. Of course, plutonium named after Pluto, god of the underworld, rather than Pluto, the Mickey Mouse Disney character. Yes, because it was heavy. Plutonium, many people think that it doesn't actually occur naturally in nature. Apparently it does. Oh, there we go. There's another great example of me completely losing control, but regaining it for with some credibility. Now, this actually reminds me, a long time ago, about 15, 20 years ago, there was a game called X-Pilot. And X-Pilot is, pretty much asteroid, space combat between multiple people. It's network capable and all that, and it was for Linux and any Unix system at the time. And I came up with a patch that added pockets of atmosphere, and you could design your ship characteristics so that you could turn sharp while inside the atmosphere, and while outside the atmosphere you would behave like this. And of course this makes space makes combat interesting, because you have two different regimes where you're going to be flying. So I wrote this, and sent it into the guys that maintained Xpilot, and they pretty much rejected the whole thing except for one line that fixed a bug in the game. But I thought it was cool. I set up maps where you had planets, then you could skip inside the atmosphere and use that to turn faster than the people outside. There we go. Yes, nuclear missile ready. There it goes. I'll try not to fly into it. Where's it going? Oh, crikey. Losing control there. Where's my nuclear... Oh, it's gone! Darn, I was wanting to chase it off as it headed off to the enemy base. Well, I am victorious in a one-player game. Yes. Okay, Westland Kings by Vlambeer, which I gather is in Dutch for flame bear or whatever. So you can pick random races in presumably some sort of nuclear, post-nuclear hellhole. So I just pick random, and what do I get? I get a plant! And yeah, it's pretty much move around using the keys, shoot things using guns, and pick up stuff and try to see how long you can last. It's all random levels, or as they say, procedurally generated, because, random isn't as cool as procedural generation, obviously, because procedural generation has market speak behind it. Yeah. And the idea is to clear out all the dudes in the levels, and it's fun and kind of gory, and there's a few different fun weapons to play with. A plant with a grenade launcher, whatever will they think of next? I like the music as well. There we go. Oh, crap, missed. What shall I use? There's four weapons. There's basically the grenade launcher, there's the pistol, there's a shotgun, and there is a crossbow. Crossbow is nice, long range, and accurate. That's a shotgun. Shotgun, of course, is a shotgun. Spreads fire everywhere. And you get mutations which make you better over time, which is a cool thing. I'm not sure what the best ones are because I've only played a few levels of this. But nonetheless, let us proceed. Ah, they're everywhere. Shotgun! Shotgun works exceptionally well in this case. Okay, what is that? I should probably shoot it. Nice! How'd you like that? I don't know what these things are I'm shooting, but they're dying, so that's really all that matters. More crossbow bolts. Ah, crikey! These are like rats or something, I guess. I like how the shotgun bullets bounce off the side. That makes things... Oh, no! Ah! Ooh, crikey. That really hurt. There we go. No, I'm out of shotgun shells! Okay, there's the crossbow. Maybe I can... Yeah, look, you see I got a laser sight on the crossbow. Because, of course, every crossbow in the real world has laser sights, right? It was, Half-Life? That was the one that added the crossbow and made it like the sniper weapon, isn't it? I forget. Or it's Half-Life 2 where it becomes the sniper weapon. Bizarrely. Oh, there we go. I did not become a Wasteland King. Well... Okay, and so next up is this is Wolffire Games. These are the guys that are still actually working on their game. They didn't make it in 3 days. It doesn't look like they're going to make it in a week. But hey, they do probably have the most complete set of graphics. Unfortunately, it is a network-only first-person shooter, and while their levels look, relatively interesting, it's not all corridors and stuff. The graphic effects could use a little work, and the sound effects are basically not there, and so it's really not fair to review this in any way. Also, the fact is that you play this game and it's network only, and the latency was terrible. So yes, off to Mojam. This is Endless Nuclear Kittens by Giraffe Maka. That's part of Mojam, of course, Minecraft Mojam, right? And yeah, it's just move around with the keys and use the mouse cursor to shoot. Something like Westland Kings, but with kittens instead. How much more awesome is that? In the future, kittens steal souls, therefore they must die. That is one of the many reasons they give you for why you're killing kittens. You fly around, and right-click. You basically pick up special weapons and you can right-click. There you go, shotgun, you see? Nice, huh? So I've got all sorts of weapons. I have a nuke sitting around. I wonder how I use that. Oh, excellent. I guess that was supposed to be bound to the middle button, but hey. Yes, flamethrower! Flamethrowers are terrible in every game they're in. I'm pretty sure. I'm sure there's one game that has a good flamethrower, but I've not played it. It just seems to be a standard meme that whatever game you play... It's not even a meme, it's like something that just happens. Flamethrowers are terrible in many, many games. Because, let's face it, flamethrowers are very likely to kill you as well. They're great for area suppression or something like that. I guess I'm down to like 9% health. Not long for this world. Ah! Oh no, too many kittens. Kittens are still cute and cuddly, therefore they must die. Okay, the second game from Mojam is Nuclear Pizza War. It also has nuclear in the title, and it also features controls to move around with a keyboard and aiming with the mouse. But instead of kittens and nuclear things, you're flying around on a giant pizza. And you're basically shooting the aliens and picking up the fruits of the pizza, so to speak. What happens is you get pizza bubbles that show up, and if you shoot them, then you get the sweet fruits of the pizza, so to speak. Also, yes, right button fires this awesome superpowered laser, which kills everything. But it recharges slowly, and you eventually, you have to resort to regular guns. There, more lasers! Ha 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 ha! God, I'm glad I'm not trying to eat this pizza. And yeah, there you see me breaking up one of the bubbles there. Get a jalapeno. This is my wealth, I guess. That probably figures out into score. It gets a nice 120 frames per second, even though it is, of course, all Java. It's rather simple, I imagine, so not too much load for it. Before anybody asks, no, I do not believe there are any known sightings of pizza in space. Those photos of Io are sulfur that makes those colors. You do not want to go to Io because you think it looks like a nice pizza. No. It's sulfur, and it's actually very cold or very hot. Not much in between there. Oh my goodness, lots of them now. These guys, that's my little homestead in the middle, and eventually the bad guys start to attack your homestead, so it's a good idea to, save your laser for that, as I figure out later. Ah, dear. These guys are pretty easy because I can just, kite them all the time. It's just a question of how much time I want to take. There we go. Ah, I like the laser. It does good, and it doesn't overcook the pizza by the looks of things. Be nice if there was some way to make sure I got a thin crust pizza instead. Look, I like the way the stars are moving in the background. It's like the pizza is flying through space like a giant UFO. Or maybe it's a version of Discworld. Yeah, look, here's the bad guys. These ones, they will come and they will eat your base up if you're not careful. There, cleared the level. I think that was supposed to be a tutorial level that shows that if they get near my base, then I get hurt. There, more cheese or something. I guess that's cheese. It's a white cubicle thing. I mean, do you put feta cheese? Or I guess it could be mozzarella. Yes, laser! Look at the power of that, eh? The latest in pizza defense technology. Oh no, they're going for my base! No! No, my walls are falling down. Ah, no, the pizza shall fall. No, game over. Game over, man. Game over. So yeah, what else do we have? We have, oh yes, Battle Frogs by Striped Zebras. It actually says Battle Toads in the executable, but I think then somebody realized that Battle Toads is a rare trademark, I believe. So yeah, you've got some kind of cute anime girl in a spaceship that turns into a French restaurant where presumably these guys are rebelling against the fact that you're eating frogs' legs. But once you have a gun, you can go and deal with them. It's pretty much, standard fare. You've got a gun, you can shoot it, or you can just run around it. kind of faster to run around these guys than it is to actually shoot them. Because we're all about getting through the doors. Look, there we are, the sleeper, I guess... I guess she was the only one that was awoken from hypersleep. But a good thing they had the French restaurant already running for her when she woke up. Oh, there we go. There, come on, where are you? Oh no, it's a giant toady type thing. Oh, and then there's this dude here. Stay back, you frog-legged freak, you. Okay, more shooting, more shooting. Oh no, he's coming back again. Ah! No, my croissant, my baguette is almost done. Ah, and he gets to eat my legs now. Okay, so that was a Mojam 2. There's a bunch of other stuff that's added in there, but and some of the stuff's still under development. Some may get turned into fully fledged games. But I hope you enjoyed this. I'm Scott Manley. Fly safe.